Hi, it's Ashley. It appears that we have another vegan gone rogue. And I just wanted to put this out there in a bright and colorful way because you know as well as I do that there are certain criterion that need to be met on YouTube before somebody pays attention to you. And that criterion usually is comprised of bright and shiny colors, bright colors, shiny, okay, shiny, fun. Ah, we're at the beach or something. Some skin. And what else? And a message, a compelling message. Well, what if I just got rid of all that shiny, pretty, colorful stuff to make a point? So, what is this? Shit's falling on me. Okay. So, this stuff back here is behind the scenes. And I wanted to say something about that. The marketing and the projection of whatever it is we're doing out on YouTube, out in, the media, has a profound effect on the person that is receiving the information. It's excitement and it's emotion. Okay? So when we get rid of this stuff and cover up the body, and we just get down to like the brass tacks of what we're doing, it can either prove itself effective or not effective. So the things that are not effective rely heavily on the shiny, colorful, sexy, appealing, exciting shit. But when you're actually working hard on something, it's not glamorous. It really isn't. It's not glamorous at all. It's hard work. It's really, really hard work. It's a lot of grunting and bearing some stuff. So, about Christine Salus, our new ex-vegan, I guess. And the other thing is, these people are doing these diets in front of us, and they're making videos while they're changing their diet, and then they're putting out the videos of them not, having the changed diet. So it's like the image doesn't change like that. It's happening, and they're working hard, and that's all behind the scenes. This is all camera stuff. My boyfriend's into film, so, and he works his ass off to get something up off the ground. And he taught me how to lift weights. And I wasn't lifting weights when I was vegan. I had no energy to lift weights. I had no vision to lift weights. And when I started, I was like, wow, this is really fucking hard work. And it is hard work, but you get great results. So when you do the things that are not glamorous and you put your blood, sweat, and tears into them, you get results. And now I associate that a lot with food, okay? When you are blending, chopping, mixing, pureeing, and doing all this stuff to doll up a food item, it's creating excitement in your brain on that item. So your emotional attachment to that is basically a reward cycle that you get when you're dealing with colorful, shiny things. Like, I keep saying colorful and shiny, but you know what I mean. Like, I thought about putting this in the thumbnail. Like, hey, we're at the beach! And then I was like, that's just too much shit. But you get people's attention that way. Now, when Christine Salus came up on my YouTube feed when I was doing some hardcore exercise, I was like, Christine looks awesome. She looks a little depressed in the eyes, and she's like seriously killing it, and she was buff. This was back in 2014. I was like, man, she is buff. Christine Salus is somebody that I want to like aspire to be like. And she was doing all this stuff, in her living room, not needing a gym. she wasn't even talking about food. And it was kind of like she was putting in the effort and kind of like because she had to, because that was her image. This is really hot. So she basically went vegan after that. And she had this 1,000-calorie HIIT workout regimen. And at the time, I was still bloated and I was doing paleo. I wasn't eating a ton of meat, but I was adding more animal products into my diet because I wanted to gain muscle, and I was looking to her channel for that. So I watched her join the vegan movement, and she started opening up about a tragedy that took place in her life with her boyfriend, or her ex-fiance, or her ex-husband. I think it was her ex-husband. She suffered a traumatic loss, and she didn't talk about that on her YouTube channel. When she started talking about that on her YouTube channel, I noticed that after that, she started incorporating vegan, ideologies into her videos. And she eventually went to live in Hawaii with Fully Raw Christina. I believe it was Hawaii. Anyway, she dedicated her life, she uprooted herself and went and dedicated her life to, veganism. Before that, she went to India and changed her diet to, lots of she changed her diet to lots of cooked foods, but still, like, vegetarian, probably. But, so I saw her, as many of you probably did, change a lot as she brought that vulnerability of her loss out to the light. It seems to me, now I'm not trying to accuse anybody, but it seems to me with all these like bright colors and these flashy beautiful fruits and flowers. I even brought this thing out. Ooh, what if I lived all around all these beautiful plants? Like, wouldn't you want to watch me? Wouldn't you want to be as tropical and abundant and beautiful and flourishing and as paradise-like as the shit that I'm displaying before you? So I think that many people, including myself, in my veganism visitation, and then coming out of it, I wanted to lift this deep, shitty depression so bad. I wanted to lift my depression. I wanted people to look at me and say, wow, that girl is happy and healthy, and that girl inspires me to be happy and healthy. And I really think that's all people like Christine and people like Casey from Vegetable Police wanted. They just want their core to be happy, and they think that it needs to be clean and bright and colorful. Everything needs to smell like blueberry bushes and papayas. Their eyes need to be whatever. And I thought that if I changed what I put inside of myself, my food, then I would exude that. And I forced that with willpower for several years when I started doing veganism, because I was pursuing an entire paradigm change shift in my life. But I willpowered myself through it for a couple of years, and I had limited friends, I had limited strength, I had limited idea of who I am. My identity was really being challenged by my lack of confidence, and I noticed all of these things change once I started adding more than just a tiny little palmful of meat. Like, that's really supposed to satisfy you. So I wrote down a couple things that Christine said that she experienced when she was doing vegan, and the changes she experienced after adding animal products, and I can relate to all of them. So I want to applaud you, girl, and I want to applaud Casey, and I want to send a fortress of power and shield out to them, because people are fucking ugly, man. People are fucking ugly when you're just trying to help your health. Jesus. So, we have, she basically had cramping and random bleeding throughout her month. And the cramping I can relate to. I used to have to call out of work when I had my period before I added a substantial amount of animal products back into my diet. She said that she had digestive issues, she had belly bloat that caused her a lot of distress, and that definitely was my case. She was also tested negative for Crohn's and colitis, just like myself. So when you don't have a diagnosis and you have sought professional medical help as an adult, and they have nothing good to share with you, they give you birth control pills and fucking fiber supplements. That's their best. That's the best they got for you. Not my idea of helping. So she's actually shared that she had anxiety and suicidal thoughts one day in particular, which was probably very scary and sad for her, being that she's doing on YouTube what a lot of people, including myself, I mean, it is like just kind of itty bitty baby steps, but she has an entire following on YouTube. She has some beautiful, beautiful supportive networks, and the fact that she woke up feeling suicidal and upset, what we can do sometimes with that experience is put it on ourselves, start judging ourselves, and then we have to dig deep into our hippie shit mindset and be like, I believe in the power of self, and I believe in manifesting my destiny. And then you get hardcore on that shit and you double down, and before you know it, you got diarrhea and acne, and it's very sad. Anyway, moving on. So with her crashing with energy and emotional stability, it became quite alarming to her, and the fact that she could look outside of herself and recognize the same nutritional issues that other people had when they were doing veganism, it just goes to show how honesty is the best policy. Because if Christine and myself are going around thinking that we're supposed to be, I'm a happy health coach, I have the best diet in the world, and we're depressed inside, if we can't see that reality for somebody else, we're going to think we're fucking crazy and ungrateful. That's what that community always does. They always try to make you feel like you're ungrateful. And holy shit, it's bad. That is bad news bears. Because you don't want to instill shame into somebody. You want to instill empowerment and freedom of choice. You want to choose autonomy at that point, because your depression is just going to spiral into something that becomes a life of, like an anti-life in and of itself, and it will consume you. So, honesty, truth. Yes, it leads to justifying your inner world. Your inner world. So let's see. When I was vegan, I was quite impulsive. Something was going on with me. Getting rid of the animal products made me feel like I was standing up for something. I was really sticking my neck out there for something that I believed in, because none of my family members understood it. None of them understood it. My mom loved to cook, and she instilled that in me. So whenever I think about cooking, every time I think about cooking now, I'm like, the magic is gone. And it's not real. It's like, oh, the fake fairies and unicorns and the sprinkles and the fairy dust and the Peter Pan, like, it's all gone, because the food is supposed to do something. It's supposed to keep your mind sharp. It's supposed to build your body up. It's supposed to make you feel confident. And that is not what I had with veganism. I'm sorry. And my personal story with veganism was, like, back in when I was 12 years old, I was diagnosed with depression, and I had my first antidepressant. And for the previous several years, every single week or so, I was going to the doctor because I had, you know, swollen glands. So at 12, they were like, well, we'll just take the glands out. We're going to remove the tonsils and the adenoids. So we'll just allow germs and parasites and shit that would normally be caught by the lymph, and we'll just let it kind of penetrate into the digestive tract. So that's how I developed a really bad case of SIBO over the years, and I had been inoculated with antidepressant, antibiotic rounds for several years before that. So I was perfectly set up for chronic acne and depression, suicidality, and hopelessness and helplessness, and a feeling of ultimate isolation by the time I was ready to leave my fucking house as an adult. By the time I was 17, I developed a major eating disorder where I was oscillating between bulimia and anorexia. Okay? I had no sense of spirit within me. I had no sense of get up and go. What do I want to do with my life? And that is what these doctors are creating for our youngsters who are trying to get up and leave the nest. They can't leave the nest because they have no confidence and they have no vision, because our food is destroyed. Not only is our food destroyed, our confidence is destroyed. And this general acceptance of people who are feeling inadequate and unconfident, we have to accept that, and we have to give everybody trophies for feeling and performing less than who they could be. So, back to my initial message here. I got rid of all the flashy shit and I put a fucking jacket on because I'm trying to show you that the reason why we get duped into this veganism mentality is because of all the marketing out there making it look so glamorous and so sexy and so appealing. So I just wanted to applaud my two favorite YouTubers. They've been my favorite YouTubers. I've been watching Christine Salus, this amazing chick dealing with so many tragedies and health issues ever since 2014. And I've been watching Vegetable Police since last year. And I've been watching their honesty. You know, she talks about alopecia. She talks about her issues with psoriasis. We even have a lady that, I don't think she was vegan, but I'm afraid she may have gone into veganism because she suffered from alopecia as well. I think it's from all these fucking supplements, dude. But I digress. The alopecia came up for this woman. She goes by Lean Secrets. She's a beautiful woman. I believe she's a personal trainer. But she disappeared from YouTube for a little bit of time, and she came down with alopecia. Now, I think I remember her saying that she removed animal products from her diet. I could be wrong, and that's okay. But, you know, I could go back and look over that. But whatever. What I'm trying to say here is I was in really bad shape. I'm actually predisposed to belonging to groups of people just because of an ideology, because of a lack of identity. And that's all it is. Once you start eating normal food, once you start eating normal fucking food and stop having to justify why you're eating something, you let go. And another cool thing is, like, you develop this confidence. It's so inert. It's like this innocuous feeling where you can suddenly make decisions again. Whereas before in veganism, it's like without certain nutrition to the brain, without fats, without all sorts of micronutrients, you are not able to even think straight. I was so, like, I was so, it was weird. I was inhibited and uninhibited at the same time. Anyway, thanks for the thumbs up. I don't know who's still with me here. I'm so bad at all this stuff. It's hilarious that my boyfriend's into film and I don't even know what I'm doing. But it doesn't matter. All I want to do, guys, is share the message that ideology is a tragedy sometimes, and we can rely on our physicality to tell us how well we're doing with our environment, which includes our food, our family, our relationships with our friends, our career, all that stuff. We have to do a review of how we feel, how we look. We have to, because the mind and the body are connected. It's no mystery, right? So congratulations to Christine for adding animal products back into her diet. All of those issues that I mentioned before, she says they are resolving. Now, she said the skin issues are going to take a little bit of time. And I have a theory on this. She also says that she's following a diet that is incorporating a lot of fruits in it, as well as more fats and more protein with animal products. So I don't think that's the best thing. And Christine, I will just say that when I was doing that myself, I didn't have any results that I really wanted. I was oscillating, back and forth between carb energy and hoping that I could tap into fat energy. I would eat a pork chop after having like a salad with an apple in it, and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to have that fat, and I'd feel like shit. But when I started going full bore into animal products, losing the vegetables and losing like the keto mindset as well, I just started focusing on the protein and eating the fat that was along with that protein. And then I didn't need anything. I didn't need anything else. So, and that looks like, instead of having a bowl of vegetables with fruit on it, and then like adding an avocado, and then having an egg, like that's a stomach ache if you have a sensitive digestive tract. And then having like more eggs after that, it's just really hard. It's hard because you're trying to get your body to burn on glucose and fructose for energy, and then you're also asking your body to burn on fat for energy, and they are competing energy sources. So I would, if I were you, consider stepping back on the fruits and going with lower glycemic fruits. And maybe, if anything, adding a scoop of papaya or a scoop of pineapple, fresh pineapple, before eating to up your enzymes. Maybe those are the only fruits that you should be eating at this time, and just a minimal amount of fruits. I think maybe she might be still attached to the idea that the brighter the fruit, the brighter she'll feel, and I don't know that that will work. But anyway, applause. And yeah, I am happy that you choose your health and your intuition over crappy ideologies and vicious gangs that will threaten if you leave them. All right, I think that's it. Well, thank you guys, and thanks for all the new subs and the thumbs up, and I really appreciate your support, because whenever you comment something that is like a sharing comment or like feedback or something to make this community, more informed or more comfortable about the issues that they're experiencing, the better it is for everybody. Okay? All right. Thanks so much. Have an awesome day. All right. Let's see if I can turn this thing off without looking like a moron. Oh, okay. I think I got it. All right. See you guys later. Take care. Yes.